Hello, everyone, and welcome back to round number 3. Getting straight into it, nice and quick. We've got Hironori taking on Nicholas, another PX3 member here on stream. Yep. 2 for 3. And we got Green Kid. You don't see it as much. Obviously, very dominant in set 1. But, Nicholas.
There's like 2 builds of it doing well now.
The film package and
the film package is like the more common one, but like people have been trying out the Supernova package again because like if they don't have answers to 8-cost Kid and like all the Supernovas, they're still pretty good.
That's true. But
Yellow Yamato.
We got to touch on Nicholas's deck choice here. Yellow Yamato starter deck, something that I heard. Wasn't good.
So I've always considered it like just a decent leader. It's overshadowed by,
of course,
Katakuri, because Katakuri is just better in every single way, it feels like. But Yamato does have a bit more defense against red, which is always good. Like you've got a pseudo white beat effect when you're at 2 life. Which is really helpful against Zoro. Like,
yeah, being able to get that extra 1k if they've got a Don underneath on your opponent's turn. Yeah, it's still nice.
But the downside is you don't have access to 10-cost Big Mom because you're not a Big Mom pirate.
Correct, yeah.
So you have to replace your top end with a slightly smaller top end of 7-cost Big Mom and 8-cost Katakuri because they're both generic. But so like you've still got plays, and I find you have to be a bit more aggressive to make up for it. So it's not bad. And obviously these 2 players are undefeated at this point, so they are doing a really good job.
I mean, 2-0 in a field of absolutely anything. But
look, that is better than most of my levels.
I was about to say, I'm taking nothing away from either of these players. They could definitely very well be on stream later on, and I would love to see people that we've cut. Well, you don't really want to see it for the repetitiveness, but you do like to see that the players that actually have one on stream come back later on, and I'm sure that'll kind of bring itself into fruition later on when we get to like round 5, 6, 7, and the field is kind of thinning down. So we're gonna see how this plays out. Obviously, I am a big fan of yellow, and it's not going against red, so it's going to be a much more interesting cut into this year. So we'll just have to find out, I guess, how this is going to play out for both players, really.
I'm just really keen to see what type of kid this is. I'm a big lover of the Supernova kid. It's definitely like the worst version, but I just like it, It's like the deck was designed for Supernovas, and there's a whole bunch of Supernovas in there. It's just nice. Whereas Kid's not really a film character. Come on.
Yeah. The effect of the leader is just always insane, though. Like, I've just always thought of it. It's just tap 3, discard 1 to re-stand and swing again. Like, it's just so stupid that it feels like that'll almost never get pushed out. Like, it's always going to be so decent.
So, Yamato whiffed pudding turn 1, and he's now swinging 7k to Kid. So, have they just whiffed everything? Like, both players?
Not running it, man? Is this a new meta that we haven't actually seen? Like, how do we know that they're actually running pudding?
The only person we've seen actually play searches is, like, Minky at this point in time.
Yeah. There's still time.
Is there?
I mean, even then, like, Nicholas not playing, like, he didn't do Prospero either. He had 3 on. Or is that
I'm reading Nami here, film Nami. Because you get the search. Oh, just Zoro. Okay, never mind.
Just
so it is a film
Zoro
version. Look, it's not the worst card to play. It's searchable. It's a Supernova. It's a film card.
And Nicholas flexing the gold Don pack.
Ah.
And Hironori flexing the I just got 10 booster pack Dons. Love that.
Look, whatever works for you.
I love that, man. I love seeing all the different styles of it, and the fact that there's so many available now, and it feels like they're just going to continue to, give us different Don going forward. Like, it's never going to be the same thing 2 streams in a row. So I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan. I'm especially a fan of people that go all out and get those 10 different regional
Straw Hat
dons.
Dons.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think they're amazing, man.
That's the only time you can run 10 different dons.
I agree. I agree.
If you're running like 6 of one and then 4 of another for no reason, that looks awful.
So Nicola's just choosing to swing with Yamato now, just doing a 5k check.
Is this going to be another Yamato vanilla, do you reckon? Like,
ooh, yeah, possibly.
It's a good time to drop it.
It is actually a really good time to drop it.
So Film Kid's always been like an interesting, sort of like a grind deck, where like it just tries to do a whole bunch of like perks and like control the board with these vanillas effectively, and then you just win with 12k swings sometimes. The classic kid move. But yeah, Yamato's like not too bad into kid because of Katakuri being able to.
And there it is.
Yep, thought so. Yamato's not too bad because you've got a lot of like removal options for the 7-cost kid, 7-cost Luffy.
Yeah.
With, like, Katakuri, and you establish tempo, and like sure they will get it back in their hand eventually, but if you put it on the bottom and you go for game through it, they're not going to get that counter value because I think it's got no counter value off the top of my head.
The Yamato?
No, the 7-cost Luffy.
The one that had the alternate art? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I believe you're right.
So it's a 6 done turn for Film. Not fully sure what is going to be happening. What was that?
I thought I thought it was pudding, but it's not pudding that he actually used to discard.
It is pudding.
It's the other one, sorry. Yeah, it's
starter deck one that's like on play check life and bottom deck it or whatever. But yeah, as we see, it is looking like just a big mum pirate list with Yamato in it rather than...
Yeah, and again, like coming against, like, the life is nice and getting the extra 1k when you swing is actually really, really decent. But, you know, anticipating that you're probably going to come against a lot of red decks and being able to get that 1k when you're at 2 life or less and putting more of that pressure on the Zoro players to use their Don...
bit more effectively.
Yeah, exactly. So... Could be a nice meta call here, honestly.
I know I definitely tried Yamato out in friendlies, and like it's not a bad deck.
Just didn't see the potential for it to go all the way.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's built it so you don't necessarily need to rely on like hitting 2 triggers a game to have a good chance of winning. If that makes sense. Because I know some people just chuck in every trigger and hope for the best.
Yeah,
you know?
correct. Like eventually I'll hit one and it's going to help me. Doesn't necessarily always work that way, of course. Bit of a slower game coming from both of these players. Obviously,
it is.
Hironori playing a second vanilla Zoro.
I think
that hand size.
You have to deal with that 4-cost Zoro on field, I reckon, this turn.
Yeah.
Because if you're going into kids next turn with just playing 7-cost kid into Brook into like Nami.
Yeah.
Like that's so much tempo he's gonna establish. And he's left 2 up, so is that a Punk Gibson, do you reckon, or is it gonna be Paradise Waterfall?
It could also be that he had nothing else to play. Like, it's all these mind games, but Hironori has like 7 cards in hand. So I'm assuming it's one or the other. I would probably say, I don't know, I'm feeling a Paradise Waterfall here.
Yeah, I like just the restand effects.
Yeah. Just stops the Zoro being able to obviously be swung at, and that's kind of what you want to do here, right? Put the pressure on without losing any value next turn.
Oh, for sure.
Thinking about it. He might have both, honestly, and Hironori is trying to figure out which one's his better option.
Yeah. Just taking his time to think about it.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful. All these small interactions can cost you a game later on.
Oh, well, that's exactly it, right? And yeah, restands the Zoro. I think that's the right call, considering that he's still got leader swing, and he would most likely swing into the Zoro again to kind of deal with it.
As I said, you had to kill the Zoro.
Yep. Well, now the fact that he restands it, it's a lot harder for him to deal with it, which now he's got no choice but to swing face, and he's only on 3 or 2.
Jeez.
I think it's 3. I can't see they're quite clumped up.
I think it's 2.
Is it already?
I think so. He's just taken every hit.
He did go 7k with Yamato on turn 2. Then this turn... what did he do last turn? He played the 5-cost Yamato that didn't... And he would have swung with lead.
And it must have hit because he's got only
2 cards in discard, and he didn't use anything to get out of there. I feel like both players are in the spot that they want to be in, right? Except Hiranori being on 2 life.
I feel like Hiranori's in a slightly worse off position, just because if you're playing Luffy this turn, you can't kill that Yamato that's rested. So you have to make the decision: am I going to try and kill that Yamato, or am I going to try and establish a board? And it's always those tough decisions. Gotta love the SpongeBob sleeves, though.
I've got them on my own Yamato deck. It's so good. Not Yamato, sorry. My Katakuri deck. It's the best.
Jeez.
They're so good, dude. First time I saw them, I'm like, this is amazing. I need a pair. And one of my mates bought them. I'm like, at least you've got them. Then later on, I just kept seeing them when I went to locals. I'm like, okay, enough's enough.
I'm buying them.
Yeah, pretty much. They're expensive, though, I must say. I think they were like $25 for like 100 of them or something, which doesn't sound expensive, but at the end of the day,
it's more than the common Dragon Shield.
Correct. Yeah, and they're not like the greatest. I wouldn't say they're like top tier quality either. Like they're just, it's literally SpongeBob's face on it, but it fits so perfectly.
Yeah.
Like it's such a great design on a pair of sleeves.
I love it.
I mean, you can get 2 decks out of it, right? Because one-piece decks are 50 cards. You put your leader in something different. So the fact that I can sleeve up 2 different decks, it makes it worthwhile. It's like $12.50 a deck to sleeve up. You know what I mean?
Jeez, having 2 2K counters in hand. That's such a good...
Ooh, there it is.
And here's a Luffy.
Which in turn will play another Zoro.
I never knew the Australian region was so in love with vanilla beatdown. But round 1 we saw it with Blue Croc. This round we've seen 3 Zoros and 2 Yamatos on each field.
Last game we also saw the Yamato vanillas.
It's just vanilla beatdown city here.
Are they onto something, man? Are they onto something here? That's the question now.
Effects aren't needed unless if they're playing another vanilla.
There we go. Drops down the secret Katakuri. He's going to be able to bounce something to life. It's going to be the Luffy.
You put it on the bottom every day of the week, and then I think you just swing board.
Yeah, get rid of the 2 Zoros. Hiranori doesn't have any Don available, so he's either going to have to use some combo power to keep these on board, or he's going to have to get rid of him.
Yeah, and you can combo out, but you're losing your entire hand. If you're trying to save them both.
Exactly. You're happy with this.
Then you swing another.
And 7K, man, is nothing to scoff at. It's such a gross number.
And he's just gotten rid of 2 1Ks.
Yep.
So that's now telling he's got no more 2K counters in hand. So
now, Hiranori went from 7 cards in hand down to 3, I think now. That's...
And then you probably swing 1 more 6K into it because you're a 6K on your turn.
Yep. Because your opponent is at 2 or less, right?
That's when you're at 2 or less, but you're probably going to take...
Yes.
And another 1K. So, yeah, this is what I was saying. It was
Great turn.
Do you try and swing Yamato last turn? Because, like, as I said, if you get hit by a Katakuri on the clapback and then they swing board, you've lost your board potentially for or you've lost your hand. Like, you've given up something for that turn, and was playing effectively just a 4-cost Zoro.
Worth it? No, exactly not. Yeah, and Hironori here, considering his board state, can actually. I'm not saying it's going to go through, but can actually threaten for game, depending on how much Nicholas ends up taking here.
True. Yeah, the kid double attack.
That's what there's 5 swings here. You've tapped out on Nicholas' side, so you know that there's no sneaky boys coming down. If his hand is full of just 1Ks and stuff like that, and he has to start getting rid of them, and there's no triggers, and no 2Ks, like, it's very possible that Hironori can go for game here.
Yep.
But look, I don't think it's the ideal situation. I don't think it's the right play, but it is a play.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't. Oh, he's going for live. Okay.
1 down.
Why not?
I mean, he's kind of mathing it out here, Hironori. You can see the 3 on the far left is probably what he wants to use to untap lead.
I guess, like, you've got 3 cards in hand and 3 life, and you know one of those life is dead. So, can you survive the next turn?
Correct.
Because he has 4 attacks coming at him, so he has to block 3 of them. Makes it tough.
It does, but these Zoros that are on field, they're going to really do nothing on your next turn anyway, so get as much value as you can out of it. Nicholas with about 5 or so cards in hand. I did see one of them was an event. It looked like one of them was a trigger, but he opted not to. There's the cracker. Ooh, there's a pudding. Okay, 3 cards left now for Nicholas. I mean, even here, this is still nice to dwindle your opponent's hand size down, but it's not going to be enough to feel safe.
I feel like Kid wins if they're both top decking. Because at worst, he's always got 2 12k attacks. Like, you give up the card you draw and just go 12k, 12k. Whereas Yamato top decking, you might just draw a 4k like beat stick, and like that's not going to do too much if you're threatening game from both sides.
I'm going to math it out here as well. So he's going to go 7.
Yep.
There's the combo out, and that brings him to... That was a Struzen as well, so...
Do you I think you got to restand and like just discard a dead card potentially and swing into a Yamato. Like just...
Try and reduce that board size?
Yeah, but...
He did have the 4 Don like on the side, so I thought that he still might be playing something else, which I don't know what's really going to be able to...
I don't think the Yamato player can... Oh, no, the Yamato player can win.
On next turn?
If he's got a rush like Katakuri. But
another Struzen. There's another.
He's comboed out. Because I was like, is the play just to like tap 4 and like attach 4 more Donta Kid and just swing 11k twice? Like,
but now I feel like with Nicholas, are you swinging at the Zoros to clear board, or are you going for game yourself now? But he's got 4 Don available on Hironori, so another dangerous spot to be in.
Yeah, like if he's reading Punk Gibson, like you're not caring. Like it doesn't affect your board whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's going 10k, so I think he's swinging into a Zoro. Because that would rip the entire hand out. So yeah, 10k swings are really good right now. As Hironori either goes to 0 cards in hand or, like, if he has perfect counter. Yep, and he takes it. There we go, 10k. And yeah,
Just clears him up.
If Zoro dies, I think.
Yeah, I think Nicholas ends up has the game here if he ends up losing that last Zoro, and yeah, he does. So sure, you've got the leader that's going to be able to restand swing again if you wanted to go for that 2 damage, but you're not. That's not enough to win you the game here.
Nope.
This may be it.
I don't think he might not necessarily lose next gen because he can just go like into board, right? He can swing 12k
he has
or
to.
12k.
You're right. He has to.
And then he takes 2 damage on the clapback, and then
comes back to the. He's still in the spot where if he doesn't take any life here, then it does nothing for his next turn again.
I also just realized Yamato's got 1 Don up, and there's a new one cost event that reduces a character or leader by 3k for the turn.
Oh,
so that makes Kid
Narikabura arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's actually huge right now because it makes Kid's effect way worse because now he has to attach 5 Don.
Yeah, 3 Don that he attaches is just worthless.
Yeah, so he has to attach 5 Don and then play a 2 cost to have a chance of winning the turn after. Nah,
yeah, gross. If he's running that.
Yeah, look, fair. Maybe he's not. He also only does need to kill 1 Yamato. So if he kills 1, he can't die on the clapback because he's got 3 life. So if he does 12k Yamato, he kills it.
Yep.
And then he goes 12k face. He gets Nicholas down to 1 life. You can't die on the clapback.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just go 12k the turn after. All gets thrown out the window if Nicholas plays it.
Exactly.
I think that's the play.
Yeah.
And if you swing 12k, they can't stop Yamato from dying. Whereas if they swing 9k, he can get out of it with
the thing is here, yeah, like if you're Nicholas and you do have the Narikabura arrow, you want to use it now.
Yeah, 100%.
But then it allows Hironori to not restand.
Oh, he went face. Okay, so
this is weird. I unless I'm missing like a green rush card, which I highly doubt I am.
No, green doesn't have rush.
That's what I mean. So like going for face here and then being able to untap your leader. Oh, actually,
it's not too bad if he kills a Yamato.
Yeah, it's only once per turn, yeah.
It's not too bad if he kills a Yamato as well. Because if he can kill a Yamato, he can threaten the game next turn with 2 12Ks. So if you poke 9k, oh, that's okay. What is Bondi going to hit?
What's he looking for here? Beige?
Beige would be huge. I don't know if he would run it. Even Punk Gibson could be decent. Just for the 4k counter. Adds another Bonnie.
Again?
I think.
I mean, I'm guessing he was going for beige. Like, I can't really see a reason why he's got 3 to restand, and then again, like you said, swing into a Yamato. He had 1 available on the side. If that was a beige, then he all of a sudden comes into an absolutely comfortable position again. But I can't see another world where he would run the Bonnie and what?
Just giving up any potential restand. I think Nicholas is like somewhat happy with that.
Yeah, he's perfectly fine now. Scratchman up.
And Scratchman. And now you're just hoping those 2 mystery cards and the 2 cards in your hand can get out of
really
an attack.
When he done the second Bonnie, if he is running beige, like I think about it where he just kind of used Bonnie, tapped it to try and find, like, let's say the beige blocker. It's almost the same effect as leader swinging into a Yamato and getting rid of another body on the board, considering that the blocker was going to stop a swing coming through anyway. But the difference is you just keep some more Don up, I guess, and you don't lose a card from hand. Yeah. Slight benefit in that way, but it doesn't really... I mean, like you said, he might not even be running beige, so I'm not really...
Could be Killer. Killer's a good card. The one that draws when he blocks.
Yeah. But he wouldn't have had enough to play it anyway, right?
Yeah, look. Not after the second Bonnie.
That's what I mean. Like,
it just... It costs 2, but...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But he needs a Don underneath, right? When he blocks, or what is it? Yeah.
To draw,
Yeah.
Look, he could hit Punk Gibson in life and win off that. That's a very real possibility. Punk Gibson resting anything from life on trigger is real nasty.
Yeah. Pass curse, man.
Look, we've called Yamato every single time.
True.
We see yellow with 5 Don up. We're like,
it's true. It's true.
But yeah, Nick was looking pretty rough a few turns ago.
And now in the driver's seat, he got rid of he got rid of the Luffy and then the 3 Zoros straight after, and he's just since then he's had no real threat to his game, right? He's kept the 2 Yamatos on board. He's kept the Katakuri on board as well. Now the leader can activate the 1K on top.
Yeah, it's just all about that like micro decision that happened when Hironori had 7 done. Yeah. We're like, do you actually want to play the Luffy here? Because if it gets Katakuri'd, you're in such a bad spot. Like, and then he played Luffy and got Katakuri'd, and then lost. I think it was like 5 cards from hand because
altogether,
Nick only swung board. Like, it was huge. So 8K. Probably leader. If you're swinging board here as Nick, I'd be very concerned. Because you know you potentially lose the turn after.
AK swing coming at you. Renori trying to decide what he's doing, I guess.
Takes it.
I mean, there's not really any other... Oh, he's still thinking, like...
Surely reveal the Punk Gibson, man. Well, if he takes this, it also shows he doesn't have 4K counter in hand now.
Yeah, correct. Did he take it without even looking at it?
Maybe. If he took it as a Punk Gibson, I would have laughed so hard.
It's just like he just took it straight to his hand. I didn't even see him look at the card. Man's that confident?
Man's like, yeah, I already know. My life.
He's like, yeah, it's not a Punk Gibson. I got 4 of him in my hand.
That's why he left 4 Don up. Or 2 Don up. So he's swinging 7K now. You got to get out of it, otherwise you just lose.
Like... you're telling a story if you're not able to get out of a 7K. The other scary thing is Nicholas hasn't used any Don, right? But like he's got 9 available. He's put 1 under leader.
The other thing is there is Rush Katakuri. All right, we can't forget that. So if he takes this, Rush Katakuri is offline, but then he has to deal with a I think it's going to be like 12 and 11k attack. Like,
yeah.
Rush Katakuri is probably nicer. So,
and the Luffy's there anyway, so he's not getting any combo power from that either.
He's taking it though.
Yeah.
He looked at that one at least.
He did. That one he did. And he's just keeping it there now, like on the side, almost like indicating that, like, just
7.
Keep swinging. You do, bro.
He's really struggling to get out of this 7k attack. Oh. He can get out of it.
He can.
He showed a card. He's not scooping.
Well, I would be shocked if you couldn't get out of this, to be quite fair. Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Bartholomew and the Scratchman up who?
Now,
and Bartholomew is not going to be helpful in this situation that you've got right now anyway. No. Double Bonnie on field with nothing else.
But why didn't he attach any Don? What's he got?
Well, your wish is about to be granted, so he's tapping 8 is another secret?
So Katakuri?
Yeah.
Puts Yamato in life to make it so he can't lose next turn.
Yep. Swapping a 7k for an 8k. Fair. And gaining a life. I tell you right now, there is nothing wrong with that at all. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, that second Katakuri has basically sealed the deal, I think. He can't, like, win this turn. He definitely loses on the clapback with 4 cards. Looks like Yamato's 3-0 heading into the break.
He can't, yeah. And look, he can swing twice with lead, but with Bonnie on field as well, it's just... What is possible? What?
6k? Look, yeah. Was it 6?
I don't know.
It was 6. Did he not counter out properly? I don't know. He might have counted 2 cards and just had them on top of each other.
7, perhaps 2 for...
wrist end.
That's it. That's done.
Oh, yeah, you're a 6k leader. I totally forgot about it. Yep. I was talking about it the whole game until that last moment. Yep. No, that's basically it. Yeah. Damn, Punk Gibson and 2 Bonnies in hand.
Yeah, dude.
That turn.
It just felt like the Yamato player had the answer for everything, right? Like he was able to clear the board, he was able to bounce the Luffy, put the pressure on, and it just felt like Hironori really struggled to find his footing beyond the film stuff that came out.
Yeah.
That
double Bonnie really hurt.
Oh, absolutely. And then it kind of just got worse and worse as time went on. Because the double Bonnie... Yeah, dude. The double Bonnie was just like, all right, what are you looking for kind of thing? And not being able to find any of that was just like, well, unfortunately, like that's where, any yellow deck, including Yamato, really just thrives because he had the double Yamato, then he had the Katakuri secret, and then just felt comfortable enough that he was able to play his secret right after it and then heal another life back up. And yeah, never in a threatening position, I would say, for Nicholas. And it just shows the power of yellow, right? Like, the package is so strong. Big Mum 10 cost isn't needed.
Yeah.
And it's been proven now. So, Yamato going 3-0. And that is actually time in the round, guys. So, we just have a couple of minutes for players to finish up their round, and then we will get into round number 4. Everything seems to be running very smoothly today. Very quickly, shout out.
It is break time.
Oh, damn. I was about to look and see if that was going to be the case. Thank you so much.
Yep, break time till 12:45, so about half an hour.
Oh, beautiful. All right, only
round.
half an hour, guys, until the next round. So we'll meet you back here in exactly 30 minutes. Dale and myself will probably get something else to eat anyway. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you miss any of the rounds later on today or earlier, from there, we will have it on our YouTube channel. I'll chuck it in the chat right now for you guys to go and sub to the channel in case you miss it. But that's it from us, guys. See you in 30 minutes, and we will catch you guys very shortly.
Enjoy, guys.